Are you ready?
A Shot of Wrestling. Episode 316. What? And away we go.
Rachel get shot, what? Is that the best that you got? We about to go live, are you ready to rock? So take a shot. Oh, so take a shot. Oh, yeah. I'm a street breaker. I'm a heartbreaker. This is my dawn. I'm Ramon Printer. Britt Baker, nature boy, about to seek and destroy. It's an SOW. Let me hear you make noise. Take a shot, what? Is that the best that you got? We about to go live, are you ready to rock? So take a shot.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of A Shot of Wrestling. I am your host at Michael J. Putty, joined, as always, the only man I know who was successfully able to get Taylor Swift tickets, Marcus Davenport Schwann. Marcus, how you doing?
Well, you know, it does help to know Taylor personally, so that helps. So I'm looking forward to the concert. It's going to be awesome.
Congratulations.
No, thank you. Thank you.
What else is new, buddy?
Just... counting down days to the demise of Twitter right now, so that's been fun.
Yeah, seriously.
This might be the last episode of our how we do our segments. You know, what's trending. We might have to do another format going forward. We shall see. But other than that, it's doing great. I filmed a comedy the other day.
Okay.
I can't talk any more about that. I can't go into detail yet, but it was a lot of fun. I filmed in New Jersey.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude, I feel like I've been working a lot in New Jersey lately. I don't know. Is this a sign that I need to move to Jersey? I hope not.
Hope not. Please don't. I ain't taking two bridges to see the baby. Come on.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. Same shit, different day, my friend. My laptop was broke. Got it fixed. So, lost everything, even though I backed it up. But that's the story of my life.
You seem pretty good about it, though. Like I feel like normally there would be like a rougher Michael J. Putty, foul mood Michael J. Putty.
The season's the glass half full, my friend. I got my laptop back. I have to buy a new one. We're here tonight. We're good. We're good to go.
And I see you're wearing the Vicious Vicky shirt. I love it.
Damn right. Successfully performing of the last match, or whatever it was called.
Yes.
I wanted to go see that really bad. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to. But her was great. Congratulations to her and that team over there.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. She's crushing it wherever she goes. So
damn right.
That's awesome. I wanted to go to it as well. It's been crazy between acting and
well, don't feel bad.
In my business.
That was the Taylor Swift of the wrestling business because no one can get tickets. It's hard to get. They sold out right quick. They'd do an extra show and that sold out too.
I don't honestly know if Vicious Vicky would like to be compared to Taylor Swift. I know she's not a fan. So
is she not? Who's not a fan of Taylor Swift besides me and everybody else I know?
You're not a fan of Taylor Swift?
I don't hate her. I just don't. I mean, okay, her songs are cool, but I'm not a fan of. I don't think about her. I don't follow her on Instagram.
I love Taylor Swift. I am.
Well, I'm not surprised.
You really don't like anything that's popular. I think
that's not true.
I think that's true.
That's not true. That's not true at all. That's not true. That's not true. As I keep repeating it, trying to think of something that's popular that I like. Yeah, whatever. iPhone. I like the iPhone. I like Apple. That's popular, right?
Okay. That's one thing.
Okay. Thank you.
That is one thing. Hey, Thanksgiving's coming up. Do anything for that?
Yeah, I'm going to my fucking family's house. I just hate Thanksgiving. I'm not a Thanksgiving person.
Are you one of those people you want to skip forward to Christmas?
No, I'm not. I want people to focus on Thanksgiving. Okay. I feel like it doesn't get enough due. I don't like people to just skip Thanksgiving. I was never big into like the big meal, getting together, like sitting down and eating. I'm like, okay, we do that every fucking day. Why is today special?
Wow.
I was never into Thanksgiving.
If there was a Grinch for Thanksgiving, this would be it right now.
I would wear that proudly.
I'm sure you would.
I just never got into it. I was like, all right, I have to go to fucking family's house, sit around with my family, eat, being force-fed a meal when I was a kid at the kids' table. Come on.
Are you still at the kids' table? Did you graduate yet?
Until recently, I did. Until the shift.
Apparently, that's a thing.
The dynamic changed, and now they separated it between men and women. Like the men are in the living room on a big table watching the football game, and the women are in the dining room talking. I'm like, that I don't mind, but it's just like I'd rather just stay home on my couch, watch football, and just enjoy myself.
You just rather be alone
all the time.
Damn. See, I'm the complete opposite. I love people. Like the more people, the better for me.
Okay, great. I'm the exact opposite. Night and day. That's why I get along so well.
Yeah, right. That's why we get along. So I'm actually looking forward to Thanksgiving. Although at the same time dreading it because this time I'm going to my parents' house for it.
Okay.
And my dad's not really a football guy, and there's going to be a lot of games on. The way the house is set up, it's kind of like awkward. You would have to like go downstairs to watch the game.
Is it split level? Like half a floor, half a floor?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Fucking Long Island.
It's pretty much. So I'm just like, ugh. And the Wi-Fi kind of sucks there too, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but the food's great. Food's going to be great. Might have some awkward conversations about politics, but hey, that's a whole other story. That's pretty
really
much
what happened. What happened this week in politics?
Oh well,
If you were the Bills, right?
Yeah.
Do you go home or you just stay in Detroit for 4 days? Because
they're
playing in Detroit.
Stay in Detroit.
Yeah, right.
You stay in Detroit. I mean, that's a no-brainer in my head.
If you're in Buffalo, in the northwest United States,
my brother.
Oh,
my
that's right,
brother
he
lives
is.
there.
How's he doing?
He sent me some pictures. Oh, it's bad. It is so bad. He said at first he was like, oh, this is like the second worst snowstorm I've seen, and then just like an hour ago he texted me. He's like, yeah, this is the worst. Hold on, let me get the exact quote he said.
We've had bad snowstorms here in the New York City and tri-state area, but they've lasted like a day. This hit Buffalo a Thursday night. It's going to go through Sunday. Jesus.
This is 11 inches higher than their second worst snowstorm they had.
Damn.
11 inches, almost a foot worse.
Nuts. I can't imagine.
The latest was 59 inches.
Jesus.
It's wild. It's absolutely wild. This is bad for Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think anywhere else in this country would be decimated.
That's nuts. How about we get to see what's trending this week?
Absolutely. Could be for the last time.
Well, let's hope not. But anyway, what happened this week?
All right, Putty. So we have a power couple that's been making the waves on Twitter or Elon Musk world right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we have Matt Cardona, right? According to Steve Carrier of Ringside News at Steve_Carrier, Matt Cardona's name has come up a lot regarding a WWE return. We are told that Cardona is on WWE's radar for a return because he's talented, but Triple H has a lot of people on his radar right now. Who's on his radar right now? Well, turns out it's Chelsea Green. Going to our friends at NoDQ.com, at NoDQ.com, believe that Chelsea Green making a return to WWE is a done deal. So we have, looks like Chelsea Green definitely coming back, and with the possibility of Matt Cardona. If they both come back, I have to ask you, Putty, who moves the needle more, Chelsea Green or Matt Cardona?
Woo, woo, woo. I think you know it. Matt Cardona, hands down. Matt Cardona has not only the prior history in the E, but he's a bigger name on the Indies. He's king of the Indies. I think you're the one who tweeted out. He left and came back he's going to come back as king of the Indies. King of the Death Match. I think his name is more of a needle pusher than Chelsea Green, whose indie career hasn't been as stellar as his. She has a great career and impact.
She has won championships at
NWA. Great wrestler. But you put a resume against Matt Cardona's, I think it's going to be Matt Cardona will move that needle more than Chelsea Green. I love Chelsea Green. But I think just answering your question, I think they both will be great, but I think he'll move the needle more.
But does Matt Cardona come back as Matt Cardona, or is he come back as Zack Ryder?
He has to.
I agree. Like, the moneymaker would be Matt Cardona. However, though, can he really call himself king of the Indies in WWE? Can he call himself king of the deathmatch in WWE? It kind of, if he can't do that, then it does kind of lose the luster a little bit.
I don't see why he can't. They've been talking about Indies, right? They've mentioned Indies numerous times lately in the last couple of weeks. I don't see him not being able to use that moniker. Does he want to use it? That's a different question.
But yeah, does he want to use it? Because how would that translate into the major leagues here in WWE?
We don't know.
King of the Indies, like, okay, like I'm a WWE champion.
We don't know because we've never seen it before. I think this will be something we have not seen before. An indie guy, quote unquote, coming in, marking himself as king of the Indies, not trying to make a name for himself in WWE. Well, I'm king of the Indies. I can make it here, no problem.
Can Matt Cardona, like, what is his ceiling, though? What is his ceiling if he comes back as Matt Cardona? Because we know what it is as Zack Ryder. We know what it is as that. And it seems like Zack Ryder is dead. It seems like Matt Cardona would be stupid if he were to come back as Zack Ryder.
He already said he doesn't want to. He's at that's one condition. He's not coming back as Zack Ryder.
He's not coming back.
No, he's not coming back.
He can do so well Never come back to WWE doing his thing as Matt Cardona. But if there is that window there, like he would have to take it as Matt Cardona come back as WWE. But still, what is the ceiling there? Is it him going against Roman Reigns? Could he compete for a World Heavyweight Championship? I don't know.
I think he could.
I don't think so.
I don't see him beating Roman Reigns, especially at this point where Roman Reigns is. But it depends on how they build him, how they book him, how they put him over. I think he can get a title shot. Maybe win Money in the Bank.
I could see that. Maybe I think that's the absolute ceiling. Like, I can see him more as an NXT champion. With Chelsea Green, however, the other person we brought up here, Chelsea Green, I think she can move the needle in the women's division. I think, if they let her be her, and I feel like when she was in WWE, you're talking about her as if she was never in WWE. She wasn't at WWE.
Not for long, though, unfortunately.
Not for long. She was in NXT a little bit longer, but when she got called up, she wasn't on the main roster long, correct. But they weren't really letting her be her. She has made a huge name for herself, in the Indies, on Impact, in NWA. She's obviously capable of being a wrestler and more than that, being a character. And I think if WWE will let her do her thing, and I think under this new regime they would,
I think so.
You're going to see, I think it's very underrated as far as what Chelsea Green can do on the main roster. I think she could be a future SmackDown Women's Champion or Raw Women's Champion. I don't necessarily think her ceiling is NXT. I think she can go higher than that.
Okay.
That's why I think Chelsea Green, in that sense alone, and no disrespect to Matt Cardona, I love Matt Cardona. I'd be thrilled to see what he can do in WWE as Matt Cardona. But, as we're talking about, who moves the needle, in my opinion, that means being a champion. And I think I would have to give the slight edge to Chelsea Green.
Okay. I can't argue that. Chelsea Green is a needle mover, but name recognition, mainstream is Matt Cardona. Whatever they decide to do with the championship belts after Roman Reigns drops them, keep them together, split them up. I think Matt Cardona's name will be in that mix.
Oh, that is lofty goal. And I am here for it. If they can make that happen in a compelling way, I am here for it. As a fellow Long Islander, I am totally here for it.
Matt Cardona has shown he can do it. Well, he's won 7, 8 championships at one single time. He can be a champion. He's a proven champion. It's just how W is going to book him and use him. I think it was him who said, Zack Ryder's dead. Look at Razor Ramon. Razor Ramon came back as Scott Hall, as a different character. He can come back as Matt Cardona and tear it up if given the right thing. And the regime right now is a regime I trust to make that happen.
But Scott Hall never won a world championship. Keep that in mind.
Okay. I will. Nor on the Indies either.
But yeah, Scott Hall did have a phenomenal career. Yeah. Matt Cardona could still have a phenomenal career, and that's fine. I think people are sleeping on Chelsea Green. That's what I think. And I think if given that opportunity, she could take that ball and really run with it.
Okay. I think she takes Liv Morgan's spot.
Ooh, okay. Whoa. Let's talk. I was about to move on, but how so?
Great Man Note said numerous times in the show previously, when someone comes in, when they bring somebody in, they got to take somebody else's spot. So she has to take somebody's spot here. Whose spot does she take? Who's popular enough? I just feel Liv Morgan, they were doing something with this new crazy character, but I haven't seen much of it in the last couple of weeks. Storyline progress anywhere. I think if if Chelsea Green comes in, whose TV time does she take? I think it's going to be Liv Morgan's. It's my opinion. Then that just randomly came to me. I never thought about it before until I just said this. So I don't really have too much to back it up with. I'm just saying, off the cuff, she has to replace somebody. We'll see Liv Morgan.
That would be really disappointing for Liv Morgan, because I feel like she's
or
won
motivate her
over
to work hard.
Or will it motivate her? Right. Could be. Then who would Matt Cardona, whose spot would he take then? Because immediately what comes to mind for me when you brought that up, it would be Dolph Ziggler.
I don't really get into much.
But then if that's the case, then if he's taking Dolph Ziggler's spot, then we know the spot that he's taking. It's more of putting people over then.
Yeah, that's not the spot he's taking. Keep moving on. I'll come back to you at the end of the show.
I think Matt Cardona is a wild card when it comes back, because he could be that spot. He could be that guy helping the younger talent, or he could be like a Cody Rhodes type of guy. I think
good one. There it is. Good one. Yeah, Cody Rhodes. He won't take his spot because he'll follow that same trajectory if given the right push.
It's going to be very, very interesting to see. Moving on, though, today's history, Putty. Did you know that? Today's Friday.
November 18th.
November 18th, and it is a historic day in wrestling. Do you know why?
I do know why.
Well, I wonder if the fans know why what we're talking about. So today in history, The Shield had made their debut. BR Wrestling, at BR Wrestling, they tweet this. Sierra, Hotel, India, Echo, Uma, Delta. 10 years ago today, The Shield made their WWE debut. What's that?
Lima.
I said Lima.
That didn't sound like it.
Oh, wait, my eyes are fucked. Yeah, I did not say Lima.
Yeah.
It's Lima. Sorry. Well, the rest is history here. The Shield made their debut, and it was a historic debut indeed. So I want to ask you this, buddy. You know, a lot of people, they're celebrating the Shield as well they should. Is the Shield the best faction in WWE history?
History? It's one of them. The resume speaks for themselves, man. All of them are champions. All of them are current champions. It's just one of the best factions of all time. Damn right. One of the best. One of the best.
One of the best. So they're not the best.
No, I don't think so.
You're going to say Evolution, all right.
Damn right. Damn.
I knew it.
Right.
I knew it. Why do I even put this up here?
4 Hall of Famers, litany of titles, each one double-digit champions. I don't want to keep going on because I can talk about Evolution all night, but yeah, Evolution is the greatest faction of all time. Shield in close proximity of that.
First off, I'm still embarrassed. I said Uma instead of Lima. My eyes are really that bad. Secondly,
Yeah, what does that spell? What does it even spell? Shield.
Whoops, my wife would definitely be scolding me. You gotta wear your glasses. Anywho, listen, I know you're a big mark for Evolution. As much as I'm a big mark for DX, but I would have to say, you know, really, and this is going to kind of pain me to say it, the Shield, they seriously might be the best faction in WWE history. Like they, for what they have done, they have changed the course of WWE's trajectory forever. With Roman Reigns, modern day record holding world champion, being the face of the company.
Yep.
And something we did not expect in that day when we saw the Shield do a triple power bomb on Ryback. You know, we didn't know what we were seeing. I thought at first it was like 3 fans jumping the guardrail.
Yeah.
I definitely was not following NXT at that time. But if you were to ask me at that point, like, hey, do you think Roman Reigns, the tall guy with the long black hair, if he's going to be the face of the company, I was like, fuck no, dude. Who are these guys? But here we are. You know, these guys are the pillars of the industry today. Roman Reigns, obviously. You have Seth Rollins, the architect, the visionary,
revolutionary, the architect,
and every single element of his career, what he's been, like different characters he's taken on, they've been amazing.
Yep.
His body of work in the ring has been amazing, and he's definitely not done yet. I personally think he may be the one to take over Roman Reigns' spot. That's a whole other story. And then you have Jon Moxley, Dean Ambrose. You know, it speaks for itself as far as what he's doing in the AEW. Yeah, you know, one could say his body of work in WWE as a singles competitor was like, you know, kind of iffy. He was a world champion there, though. You know, not many people could say that. But, you know, he's definitely on another step above for AEW. So, yeah, I mean, these 3 guys, I can't imagine what WWE would be like today, or any of wrestling be like today, if that event had not happened.
But you said the same about Randy Orton and Batista. They were nobodies, taken under the wing of Triple H, past, present, future. Some would say
taken
the
under the wing
of business. Those
they were
those
taken
4
under
men
the wing of Triple H.
Transcended the business. Yeah, I'm not saying these guys
they
didn't.
Were taken under the wing of Triple H and
I'm not saying these guys
Ric
didn't.
Flair. These guys were not taken under the wing of anyone. They did it on their own.
Yeah, definitely.
Big difference.
But they were
Big difference.
The Shield were never champions, world champions. They were world champions after the thing broke up, which is credit to them that Shield pushed them to the main event picture, obviously. But the Shield themselves never held championship gold world championship gold.
However, though,
Dean Ambrose was the longest reigning United States champion at the time, but he only defended it 3 times. But remember, Roman Reigns was supposed to be the face, the breakout star of that thing, and then they tried, and the fans were not buying it. But now here we are. Roman Reigns probably the biggest name in the entire industry of the world.
But he was still having success even when the fans were turning on him.
Absolutely. Multi-time champion.
Now, obviously, there's no denying, like, he is the tribal chief. He is the man. He is the WWE universe revolves around him.
Yep.
There's no denying that. One could argue that all of wrestling revolves around him. He's at that level right now. He's in God mode.
Right.
That's why I'm saying, and I understand the argument about champions, and I just used that same argument before about Chelsea Green. Right, about being a champion, that does mean something. So argument heard loud and clear from you about evolution.
Thank you.
With that. However, I will say this. I will make this point. I think what the Shield has done in general, their debut from there on after, has been more important for wrestling history than any other of the factions. Maybe DX could be in a conversation as well, but. And of course, I'm not saying NWO because we're talking strictly WWE here. NWO is more of a WCW thing. But I think the Shield, as far as like, I really don't know what the industry would be like today without the Shield. I really don't. I think it would be vastly different if they weren't around, if they didn't do their thing, if they didn't crush it from day one. I can't say the same for Evolution. I can't.
Okay, I can. I did 10 minutes ago, but we're here all night arguing back and forth, my friend, tit for tat. But let's save some time here because you have a very, very special guest here this week on Hollywood's Corner.
All right. So here we are, guys. I have my recurring guest. He comes on quite often, a regular on Shot of Wrestling, and we love to have him. Feels like family. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the owner, the promoter of BCW. That's Bree Combination Wrestling, Mr. Anthony Cole.
Thank you, Mark. I love being here. I love Shot of Wrestling podcast, man. You guys are awesome.
The official podcast for Bree Combination Wrestling. We have pretty much, all three of us have done commentary for BCW, so that's awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we are coming off of the Grand Dragon tournament. We crowned the first ever Grand Dragon champion there, BCW, with Anthony Gangone with the help of Prince Nana. Yes. Big deal indeed, man. How are you feeling coming off that show?
Oh man, that was wonderful. It was exactly the way I anticipated it going. You know, it was full of ups and downs, some tremendous matches, some very surprising things happened in some of these matches. So I was a fan of the show myself. Yes,
that's awesome. So what stood out to you the most? Like, what were some of those matches for you that stole the show?
Oh man, starting off with Anthony Gangone and Daniel Alexander. What a great match. Like, I'm looking at Daniel Alexander, this kid has potential. I like the way he handled himself in the ring, and that was great. And then from that match, we went straight into Ruthless Lala Jay Bougie. And that match, oh my God, in the stands, in the fans, it was all over the place. And it was great. Like, they really pushed each other to the limit.
Oh, yeah, man. For me, I have to say that the match that really stood out for me, and mind you, I mean, I was backstage helping out, but like I did commentary for, I think, 3-4 matches after intermission. But the one that really stood out for me was Darius Carter versus Christina Marie.
Oh, my God.
That match. Holy shit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I knew Courageous Christina was courageous, but man, she's
tenacious.
Tenacious. Right, exactly. Tenacious. Yes. What a match. Oh my God.
Talk about hard hitting. She did not waste any time. With the bell rang, she went right after Darius Carter, showed no fear, showed, dare I say, almost no respect to the reign that he's had. Just really took it to the limit with him. I really thought for sure Christina Marie was going to move on to be the next Grand Dragon champion. Someone to keep an eye on for sure, though.
Definitely.
With that being said, no, we have some other shows coming up. But before we get into that, we have to address that there's an elephant in the room here regarding, it's a big elephant, regarding the World Heavyweight Championship. So we have a couple shows coming up here, one of which is being Christmas with a Vengeance, December 17th at the Mecca of the Northeast, Richfield, New Jersey. And we also have a Puerto Rico show coming up that's December 4th.
Yeah.
Both of which, as I understand, Marina Shafir will not be on the show. Your feelings on that? What is going on with the World Heavyweight Championship?
I'm saddened that Marina won't be able to make these shows, but she does have other obligations and other
Oh,
commitments.
yes, as
You
we
know,
all know, AEW,
right?
she's killing it over there.
Yes. With that schedule picking up the way it is, I understand that sometimes the little brother got to take the backseat to the big brother. So, I let her work with the big brother for now, but then, we hope to see her back at BCW as soon as possible. She's been a great champion. She's represented the company. She's took that belt and really put some prestige on it. So, I want to congratulate her on much, much more success.
And on the PWI Women's 150 for the first time.
Yes,
So congrats to her.
yes, indeed.
BCW was mentioned on there by name.
Yes, sir. Free combination wrestling. I love that. Yes, indeed.
But yeah, I mean, like, yes. So I'm sure it must be frustrating not having a world champion on these cards. But at the same time, you do understand, the larger obligation that she has to AEW. And yes, she's been killing it. The more she's doing on there, the better it is for her, the better it is for AEW, and the better it is for BCW in a sense.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
what is the feeling with the locker room with that though? You definitely have Darius Carter being very vocal. What does that mean for the locker room vibe?
My locker room is, it's so funny. My locker room has become full of people that are hungry for a championship shot. And I mean, I can't blame them, and they're saying, well, if Marina is not here to defend the title, I'm here. Right. So what about me? And I'm looking at these guys like, you know what? That's what we do this for, right? We do this to be crowned the best of the best. And in order to become the best of the best, you got to beat the best, but the best has to be available, right? So I get it. I understand, their thoughts, their frustration, but with time we'll fix all that as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I definitely understand. Like, hey, not for nothing, like local Brock Lesnar when he was the World Heavyweight Champion WWE, even Roman Reigns right now, they're not necessarily on every show.
Exactly. Yeah.
But they keep the ship running. And that's exactly what BCW is doing right now. Hey, you just crowned, like I said, a brand new champion in Anthony Gangone. You have Ruthless Lala holding down the fort. You have the BCW Tag Team Champions, Blonde Force Trauma, holding down the fort right now. So that is great. So what does that mean then for the next two shows? You have the show in Puerto Rico with Shadow Wrestling Alliance, and then Christmas with a Vengeance here. What can we expect going into these two shows then without the World Heavyweight Champion?
Well, without the world heavyweight champion, like I said, it is sad that she's not going to be there. But my other champions are going to keep the company on their back and they're going to represent. We're taking Anthony Gangone and Ruthless Lala to Puerto Rico. And they're going to, put on a tremendous event. I'm sure of it. And, they're going to keep the company in everybody's eyes. They're going to represent in Puerto Rico as well as they do here in New York. So I'm looking forward to that.
Do you have the matches lined up yet for Puerto Rico? Who their opponents will be?
We're still working on that right now, but we'll be releasing that in the next day or two.
Awesome. But no, that's great though. You have two champions representing in Puerto Rico. Yes. I know Darius Carter put up a tweet, with a interesting. But as much as we love Darius, as much as he's been the face of the company, he currently is not a champion right now. So
I mean, he's the people's champ. He's definitely the people's champ. But unfortunately, right now he is not the champion.
Right? What better to have represent BCW than actual BCW Gold going over there, showcasing to the world that these are world champions. So definitely understand that. But now, Christmas with a Vengeance. So, what is the marquee match going there? What are some matchups you're looking forward to? Are we allowed to talk about any of them yet? We have two that are announced so far. We have Vinny Pacifico versus Daniel Alexander, and we also have Darius Carter announced today against Steve Monster Mac.
Ooh,
that one has a little flavor to it. But what else can we expect? What is like the main event here that we're looking forward to?
Oh man, the main event on this card is going to be Ruthless Lala taking on Brittany Blake. Actually. So that's an exclusive right there, Mark. This is going to be a big match. This is going to be what I'm looking for. Like Lala, she'll be fresh back from Puerto Rico, defending her title, and then she'll come back to New York And hopefully, she does great in Puerto Rico when she brings that Puerto Rican momentum back here to New York and keeps it going.
Brittany Blake is a great opponent for Ruthless Law. Would love to see that two contrasting styles. Yet, that'll be fire. So, what happens? Like hypothetically, what happens if Ruthless Law does lose the championship in Puerto Rico? Is she? Who are they? Are they facing local Puerto Rican talent, or are they facing? Okay, so
Puerto Rican talent, yeah.
What happens then? Like, if a championship is lost to a Puerto Rican talent,
man, you know what, Mark? I have gone over that scenario over 1,000,000 times in my head, and I do not even know what would happen if somehow Ruthless Lala had to come back to New York without the BCW Women's Championship belt.
I mean, that's
think about that. It's a possibility, though.
It's a possibility. It's a bigger situation than when Isaiah Wolf stole the championship from her. It's a bigger situation here. It's an international problem.
Right. It's a national problem. Let's just pray that doesn't happen.
You didn't think this all the way through, did you?
I did not think it all the way through, right? Jeez.
Damn. That's going to be some extra flyer miles you got to put out there. But no, in all seriousness, though, I mean, this is a great moment here for BCW. This is the first time going overseas, right, as a promotion?
Yes.
So, how did this come about? Like, what does this mean to you and the promotion and to the talent?
Oh man, this is just the start of things to come. It's always been our dream to not just be local here in New York, New Jersey, but to also, make some waves international. And I know that Puerto Rico was still U.S. territory, but it's outside of the tri-state. So in and of itself, that's a big accomplishment. I like working with the guys at Shadow Wrestling Alliance. We've done some pretty good business, over the last couple of months. And I think that this move to Puerto Rico was going to help elevate both companies. And that I'm really looking forward to. And the talent is excited about it, It's the first time they've all traveled together as a group representing, the same cause. So it's going to be a positive thing. I'm looking forward to it.
That's going to be a fun trip, man. Are any commentators going? Any commentators?
You know what? Let's go, Mark. Come on, we need you.
I got to talk to the wifey about that. That'll be news right here.
Yes.
But no, in all seriousness, no, that is so great for the promotion to get out there to expand to a new audience. Puerto Rico, they love their wrestling over there.
Yes.
It's a big deal, so expect a hot crowd, man.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then we got some TV tapings coming up. The show is on December 4th. And, we're testing the Wi-Fi right now because if everything goes right, we will be broadcasting live from Puerto Rico. And what we'll do is we'll set up a venue out here in Queens, and then everybody could come to that venue and watch, Shadow Wrestling Alliance, BCW in Puerto Rico broadcast here in New York. So we'll do our own watch party. Yeah.
Boom. That is awesome. Now, is this going to be streamed through the app? BCW has an app now.
BCW.TV, yes, indeed. BRICW, BRIICW.TV. It will be streamed through the app, yes, indeed.
Now, talk to me about this, man. The app came live like shortly before the Grand Dragon tournament.
Yes.
So let's talk more about this right here. I mean, other promotions, they usually go through Fight TV, Title Match, or IWTV. But are those relationships still valid with BCW, or is this solely with the app now?
We are definitely still on those networks, Title Match, IWTV, Fight TV. Yeah, we definitely have the partnerships with them. But, we also need our own app, something you can take on the go. And with the BCW app, you're going to get to see a lot of things on the app that you wouldn't necessarily see on those networks. Or on the app, you'll get some behind-the-scenes footage. You'll get to see Curtain Call with Jimmy J. We'll get to see more Shot of Wrestling podcasts on the application as well.
Hell yeah. That's news to me, so that's awesome.
Yeah. With the app, we have the ability to load up everything we want to load up, So it'll be, all in one place for all of our BCW faithful to have a one-stop shop and get everything they need to get. So
that is amazing, man. Like, we see that with WWE. They obviously have their own app. We've seen it with I believe AEW might have their own app as well.
Mhm.
Impact, the major promotions, but we don't necessarily see that in the indie level. So that's cool that you're taking to the next level. What inspired you to do that?
Well, that's just it. We got to take it to the next level, right? We got to give the people what they want, and an ability to be mobile and still have everything in the palm of your hand. That's the wave of the future. So we got to be on that wave as well.
That is awesome, man. Forward thinking right there. Anthony Cole. That is why BCW, it's not just another local indie promotion. No, we are thinking big picture here. I am pumped for it. December 4th and December 17th, 2 shows almost back to back. Get your tickets now. Available on Eventbrite. Anthony Cole, thank you for hopping on for Shot of Wrestling. Any other last words you want to give out to the fans?
No, that's it, man. Find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, BCW, Recombination Wrestling. You guys know the mantras already, and get your tickets now, December 17th, and be ready for the upcoming announcement about live streaming December 4th from Puerto Rico.
All the way up, baby. Anthony Cole, thank you so much.
Yes.
And we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you, Mark. It was a pleasure.
In the meantime, back to TV Takedown.
It's time for this week's TV Takedown.
Man, another great job, Anthony Cole. Thank you for your time. Thank you for everything you've done for A Shot of Wrestling. Again, this partnership started, 5 years ago now? We wouldn't be here where we are without your advice and guidance and leadership. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Thank you for telling us all about Christmas with a Vengeance, December 17th. Can't wait for that. The card's already starting to shape up.
Absolutely, man.
Fun fact, I went to dinner for Green Man's birthday, talking to some friends of ours, and they're planning a Christmas get-together. They were like, I have 2 dates in mind. It's either going to be the 10th or 17th of December. I'm like, can it be the 10th? Because I got plans on the 17th. She goes, what are you doing?
That's right.
Oh, the Christmas with a Vengeance, Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. Tickets available. Check out their social medias. Get them while you can.
And we will be doing commentary as well with Cheyenne Ortiz. It's fun though. Again, thank you to Anthony Cole though for giving us all the 3 of us for Shot of Wrestling an opportunity to do commentary for BCW. It's been a lot of fun. It's good to be back on there again as far as on the commentary table.
Yeah, good times.
It's been a couple of years.
Yeah, but it felt weird the first couple of minutes, but then you just go right back into it, like riding a bike.
Right. No, absolutely,
probably more for
man.
you because I have a different position. I'm doing color, not play-by-play, so it's kind of weird to pivot. But you just got right back into it. It was great. Good time. Missed it. Put the passion and adrenaline back. It was good to be back in that seat.
Absolutely. And then you have Cheyenne steering that ship, man.
Right.
He is so good at what he does. So
he's the best.
Can't wait to come. Yeah, honestly, the best in the biz. So
absolutely.
Can't wait to come back December 17th. I will be there as well. I will be continuing to scout for my own squad, Hollywood Inc. But enough about that right now.
Enough.
Let's talk about TV.
All right.
So, Putty, let's start off with Monday Night Raw. Austin Theory, man. He the week before we were going to talk about him cashing in the United States Championship and losing. Unfortunately, we had technical difficulties here, so we cannot do the show. But Austin Theory seemed to turn himself around. Real-EST at Wrestling Realist. Austin Theory ending Raw on top. Fire flame emoji. It's his world. We're just living in it. And there were a lot of tweets going on about that. Has Austin Theory completely redeemed himself already after just 1 week of losing? What do you think, buddy?
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, man. He was one to watch this year, or a year in the Wars last year. And I was so looking forward to his career this year. And so far, I was not disappointed. Right? He just took off like a rocket this year. And when he lost the Money in the Bank, I'm like, this is weird. Because I didn't see Seth Rollins dropping it a week later. Like, is he going to lose here? And it felt like weird. That weird feeling I had. That weird feeling was relief. We talked about, he wasn't going to beat Roman Reigns unless we talked about our initial theory was him cashing at WrestleMania on defeated Roman Reigns or defeated Rock. But yeah, now we don't have to worry about that anymore. Forget about the Money in the Bank, Mr. Money in the Bank. The Mr. McMahon protege gimmick is officially dead. Then we got the brand spanking new ruthless aggression Roman Reigns. Austin Theory, badass, tough. The selfie gimmick is gone. New attitude, kind of a new look with the beard growing out. He's fully redeemed himself. Looking forward to it now. He's automatically injected himself back in the United States title picture. Yeah, absolutely redeemed himself. So happy for him. I think he's in a better position now than he was 3 weeks ago.
It is really hard to debate that, Putty. Like Austin Theory, we speculate for a bit. I mean, we talked about a few weeks ago. Is it time to hit the panic meter on Austin Theory? Last week, if we were on air, we would talk about how he looks like he's completely buried. You know, like who loses a cash-in on the United States Championship? Probably the worst cash-in of all time. But this is all by design, turns out. This is creative genius, if you will. It is completely dismantling and destroying what Vince McMahon was doing with Austin Theory, which, you know what, to Vince's credit, was working for a bit for Austin Theory.
Yeah.
It did take him to the next level, but it seemed like there was only so much of a ceiling that Austin Theory would have had with that character. Now with this huge, it's a huge pivot that we're talking about here.
Huge.
Just 1 week later, what Austin Theory did between the promo, between the look, between the aggressiveness and how he went about that match with Dolph Ziggler, and then at the end of the show, holding strong the United States Championship over a lifeless Seth Rollins. I mean, amazing. You can't do a bigger 180 than that.
In 1 week. In 1 week they did it.
1 week.
No build, no leading to something, no hints, no promos, no nothing. Boom, cashed in, lose, boom, new character, new persona. Bye-bye Austin Theory, the selfie gimmick. Bye-bye protege. Welcome to the new badass Austin Theory.
And that line that he cut to Dolph Ziggler, I feel like really drove it home, saying he's tired of being considered like the future. Like, you know, this is now.
Yeah,
he's not a boy. Yeah. He's not a protege. Yeah. He's a man.
Great line. Great work.
You saw the intensity in his eyes all throughout. I am excited and relieved, as you said,
big relief,
to see that, you know, there are grander plans, that, you know, Triple H, he's good. he is good, because he had us all thinking that Austin Theory might be on his way out, but no, au contraire. Austin Theory is a main event player.
Damn right, man. Can't wait. Great job. Amazing. Well done. No, nothing more we can say about that, I think.
Yeah, no, nothing else to be said. Moving on then to NXT. Hey, guess who's trending from NXT? For like the millionth week in a row.
Mandy Rose?
Oh, Putty. You are correct. Mandy Rose.
Damn right.
Trending once again. She had her last woman standing match against Alba Fire. And, you know, a lot of people were expecting Mandy Rose to lose this one. And it seems like every week they counter out like, this is it. This is the one. Nope. She wins again. WWE on BT Sport at BT Sport WWE. Again, can't read. Mandy Rose is the last woman standing in all caps. Hashtag WWE NXT. Mixed reactions here about this. But, you know, again, over 365 days as champion. I know she didn't win on her own. She had some help at the end, a la Ric Flair style. But, you know, with this championship reign, what she's doing, she's beaten everyone. Is Mandy Rose in the same class as Ronda Rousey and Bianca Belair right now?
I want to say yes, but I feel like she's in a different class, far above them.
No way. Wow. You're going to get some hate for this one.
At Mark Schwann. Ronda Rousey has done a phenomenal job for WWE. So is Bianca Belair.
Without doubt.
Well, amazing. In a crowded field of a stacked women division, these women have taken the flag and waved it proudly, right? Mandy Rose, however, took a NXT 2.0, a move was met with a ton of hate, lost a lot of viewership. People didn't even bother tuning in. I'm not turning into this Nickelodeon garbage, said my current co-host. She took that mantle to carry that. She put that promotion on her back to become the face of that promotion, that program. Made that program must-see TV, trending, like you said, for the millionth week in a row. I can't say the same for the other two. Amazing work by Mandy Rose. Just go, and I'm not alone in this. Thunder Rosa said the same thing, basically, on, what was that show called? I'm drawing a blank.
Busted Open. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Thunder Rosa did make a similar remark about Mandy Rose.
She put that company on her back to make it must-see when a lot of newcomers, a lot of no-names, a lot of people were not watching it. People were watching it for Mandy Rose. Good job. Put some respect on her name. Amazing. One of the greatest NXT Women's Champions of all time.
Ooh. Yeah, and we did talk about that. You were very much in favor of that. I was a little hesitant to go there.
A lot hesitant.
Still am.
Yeah.
Still am hesitant to go there. It's different, though. Mandy Rose, I think she's like the Ric Flair of the women's division. She's a very beatable champion, but yet she still finds a way to win. And I know people are shitting on her for the fact that she had help, that she always has help. Guess what? So did Ric Flair. Are we saying he's a bad wrestler? Are we saying that he sucks? Are we saying that he wasn't a worthy champion, a 16-time record-holding world champion? Are we saying that about him?
No.
No one ever has. Not back then in the territory days, not in WCW, and not today. No one has said shit. So why the hate on Mandy Rose? Is it because she's a woman? Is that it? Is it because she's not a technical wrestler? Is it because of her looks that she should be more of a model? Is it because of the hate that she didn't win tough enough? Like, what is it? What does Mandy Rose have to do to get a respect in her name? Because I feel like she deserves more respect in her name.
I asked you the same question last week, and I've yet to receive an answer. She unified the NXT Women's Championship and the NXT UK Women's Championship, being two of the best right now in UK, without any help. I believe she beat Alba Fyre for the first time without any help. She's beaten somebody else without any help. She's beaten people without help. It's not like people interfere in every single match of hers. She's done it cleanly, professionally, amazingly. Again, one of the best.
I honestly, by far, of all wrestling, most improved.
Oh, hands down, without a question. Nobody who compares to this.
As far as the most improved category, no one can compare to that. She is definitely more than ready to go back to the main roster if she chooses to. But going back to the question, is she on the same class as Ronda Rousey and Bianca Belair? No, because of the fact that she's NXT. Yeah, because NXT is considered a developmental brand. Ronda Rousey is a household name. Mm-hmm. Whether you love her, whether you hate her, she's a household name. There's no denying that. She has brought more eyes to the product, to the division, to the championship. She does a lot for this business, again, regardless how you feel about her. Bianca Belair is a star. She's a star. She looks the part, she acts the part, she talks the part. She is a great wrestler, phenomenal athlete. She's everything that you want in a champion and then some. And we were talking about at one point, it looks like she is in a Hall of Fame trajectory here. Mandy Rose is not on any of those levels, as far as I can tell.
Look a little closer.
Very solid champion.
You're like doing a lot of people do. You're it's just NXT. Let's toss it to a side. It's just NXT. She's taking a promotion, a TV show, a nationally televised TV show, and became the face of that program. She's doing amazing work, trending week in and week out. Everyone's tuning in to see what they're seeing. I'm not tuning in to see what Ronda Rousey's doing. I'm not tuning in to see what Bianca Belair's doing. We're tuning in to see what Mandy Rose is doing because she's a wild card. We don't know.
You don't care about Bianca Belair. You don't care about Ronda Rousey.
I love them. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not tuning in. I got to see what they're doing this week. I need to know what Mandy Rose is doing. What's next on her because everyone wants her to lose. She's supposed to lose 8 months ago. She's supposed to lose 6 months ago. She's supposed to lose 4 months ago. 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago. Last week.
Is it for support for Mandy Rose or is it out of curiosity to see who's going to be the one to defeat her?
What's the difference?
There is a little bit of a difference. I'm just asking.
I don't know the difference. People are they're tuning in to see her or they're tuning in to see who's going to lose to her, beat her. They're tuning in to support her. They're tuning in to hate on her. Either way, they're tuning in.
She's the Howard Stern of wrestling. Then
I like this bigger statement than I ever said, but you said it, not me. Okay.
Because I'm talking about back in the 90s.
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But the thing is, it is NXT. I'm not denying her accomplishments. I'm not denying how much she's improved. But until she can do that on the main roster, if she can do exactly what she's doing on the main roster. You can't really put her in the same category as Ronda Rousey and Bianca Belair. You can't. It's unfair to do that.
Why is the question?
Because it's a historic reign for sure.
Damn right.
Over 300. She's a longer champion than any of the main roster champions.
I'm not in a rush to get her to the main roster. I would like to see her become the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion of all time.
Do you think she should stay there at NXT level?
To beat that record, yes. There's no spot for her right now on the main roster. Talking about it earlier, whose spot does she take? When she gets up to the main roster, she's taking nobody's spot. She's going to make her own damn spot. And looking forward to her on the main roster. But let's give her the credit she's due, what she's done for NXT 2.0, and give her the title of becoming the longest reigning women's champion in NXT history.
You know whose
we're
spot
close.
she could take, honestly,
I think
right now?
I think we're close.
You know whose spot she could take right now if she wanted to? And this might be a little controversial.
Okay.
But at this point right now, I'm looking. She could take Charlotte Flair's spot right now. Charlotte Flair hasn't been on TV in months.
But when she comes
Mandy
back,
Rose,
that spot's gone.
is it? If Mandy, listen, it's all about, in sports and anything right now, it's all about next man or woman up, right? Mandy Rose has been up for a long time right now. Charlotte Flair, I love Charlotte Flair. Huge Charlotte Flair fan. Has kind of plateaued. If Mandy Rose keeps on going this rate, and the longer Charlotte Flair stays away from TV programming, it makes sense to me.
That's a good one. I can see it.
Makes sense to me.
I can't argue that. Catapult her right into the main event scene. Instant rivalries.
You know, and honestly, at that point, I'll say this. I'll take another step further here in this. She doesn't need to win the championship yet. If she was able to take that spot and run with it, then yes, I would put her in the same category as Ronda Rousey and Bianca Belair. I would.
Okay. So you're not writing her off yet. You're giving her a chance to be in that class. There's an opening for her to be in that class.
1,000%. 1,000%. Yes.
Great. Okay.
Yes.
I'll take it.
But I would have to see what she does in the main roster to
Okay.
do that. Moving on to AEW. So, again, for our loyal listeners, as you know, we pre-record this on Friday nights. Full Gear, obviously, has not happened yet for us. So bear with us here.
We were going to do a special show on Saturday, but then we both realized Full Gear won't end till like 3 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast.
Right. John Moxley was asking, it was Saturday or was it Sunday? Yeah. Great question, Mox.
Both?
Great question. But, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about Britt Baker and Saraya. This has definitely been the rivalry, the hot rivalry going into Full Gear for me at least, and obviously for the rest of Twitter, or what's left of Twitter. Seeing these promos back and forth has been awesome, and the fans have been behind it for sure. John Alba, here's an example of one of the tweets here. What I loved about the Britt Baker and Saraya promos on AEW Dynamite was how even when digging at one another, they built one another up with respect. That's how you show people it's a fight worth seeing. Definitely one of my most anticipated matches at the pay-per-view. Couldn't agree more. Britt Baker, though, her last promo was interesting. Very good, but interesting. And the whole rivalry has been interesting in the sense that, Saraya, it's her big comeback. Even when she announced she was cleared, she didn't necessarily get that same pop that a lot of people thought she would. It seemed like Twitter had a louder pop than the fans there. It seems like Britt Baker, the fans are behind her 100%. And her last promo was much more of a babyface promo than we've ever seen from her. So I want to ask you this, Putty. Why is it that the fans are more behind Britt Baker than Saraya?
I think maybe because she's homegrown. They've been supporting her for the last 3 years. Her promos have been nothing but truth bombs. Everyone popped when Saraya came back months ago. Was it October, September?
Yeah. That was her biggest pop that she got.
Yeah, because surprise. We knew, you had a feeling she was going to get cleared. Why would they sign her? Why would they inject her into this promo or rivalry with Britt Baker? If was it going odds or we're going to get cleared?
Right, but still, that promo itself was very emotional for Saraya. There was a lot to it there, and not to say her promo fell flat, but I feel like the audience had a flat reaction to her, if you will.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I think because Britt Baker's promos were more awesome, more real, more raw, talking about defending AEW, an outsider, same formula AEW's been doing with the WWE guys. They're homegrown. This is our turf. This is our house. You can't come in and take over. I'm going to defend it. I think that's what she's coming from, and I think AEW hardcore fans are like, yeah, Britt Baker's been here since day one-ish, so let's defend our girl Britt Baker. Let's support our girl Britt Baker. Welcome back, Saraya, but this is AEW's house. This is her house. And
fantastic job by Britt. And a lot of truth to it.
A lot of them, yeah.
Lots of truth to Saraya. But now it makes me kind of wonder. We have been seeing kind of like a turn with MJF, if you will, more of like a face turn with not fully trusting that. But
yeah,
is Britt Baker going to be a face? Is Jamie Hayter going to turn her? Is it going to be like, what is going on? What is the trajectory here for Britt Baker going forward? Is this just like for the rivalry?
I think it's for the rivalry. I think everything will reset once the rivalry's over.
I don't like that. I feel like AEW does that quite a bit.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Follow the formula.
I don't know. Pick a side. Pick a lane. pick a lane and run with it. You know, I think Britt Baker, she could still be herself and be a great face. You know, Saraya could do whatever. She's so good.
Yep.
She could be heel, she could be face, and she always knocks it out of the park. But, you know, there's a saying, I think Randy Orton talked about it. You know, when you get so over as a heel, when you get, even if you do like the most vile and despicable things in that ring to the fans' favorite wrestlers, at some point in time, you get so good as a heel that the fans have no choice but to cheer you.
Yeah.
Has Britt Baker gotten to that point? Because that's what it seems like right now.
I think she's been at that point for a while. I think she's been there for a while, just waiting for that turn. But what other heels do they have in that division? Is Jade Cargill even a heel? You have
Jade Cargill. Yeah, I mean, Jade Cargill is walking like a very fine line there with
she's
that.
acting like one, but the fans aren't treating her like one.
Right.
She seems like the division's flooded with faces, except for Baker and Jamie Hayter, who's going to probably switch soon. It just seems like keep Britt as a heel, and once his rivalry's over, maybe turn her eventually. Maybe turn Jamie and feud with Britt Baker. That's easy feud.
I'd be curious to ask Tony Khan this if we ever get a chance to interview him. Like, you know, what's the deal of the whole face heel thing? Is that dead in AEW?
Seems like it.
Or right?
Because you have Daniel Bryan as face, but then he's sometimes cutting these heelish promos or acting heelish. MJF right now. What's he? Although I agree with you, I don't trust what he's doing right now. But
yeah, no, I could definitely see some weird thing happening with the firm again. I'm sure it already happened.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I love AEW, but this is what I wish there was like more concrete of like, you know, yes, definitely heel, definitely face. You know, so this whole seems like everyone's a tweener.
Yep, pretty much.
And what does that do? Like I think it makes it harder to invest in these characters as fans.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Like I can sit back and I can enjoy these promos. I can sit back and I can enjoy the action. But you know, I feel like it's a certain level, and then after that, like it just kind of fizzles out because the storylines don't keep on going because it's kind of hard to when again you have this wishy-washiness of good guy versus bad guy. It kind of deflates the whole aspect of long form storytelling.
Saying for a while now, I'm not really that invested in characters or these storylines in AEW. Maybe that's right. Maybe because I can't get invested because it's so wishy-washy. I don't know who I'm following. I don't know who to cheer for. What's going on here? That could be a reason.
That's a valid point for as a reason to like, you know, not fully get invested into this because yeah, for everything I said and then some. It's just I wish there was more consistency, if you will, in AEW because again they have phenomenal talent there. A lot of people that they've you know have a lot of charisma. They could all go in that ring, and I don't know. It just needs better storytelling. I think that's what it needs, just more long form storytelling. Because you have these short feuds that like are fire. Like, you know, for example, like CM Punk and Eddie Kingston. That seemed like it was going to be a fire thing, and it only lasted what, a week or two,
barely. Yeah,
but that could have been like a much bigger thing. Hopefully, like, you know, this Saraya Britt Baker rivalry here, I'm hoping that lasts at least another month or so before Jamie. I'm sure Jamie Hayter there's going to be something there too. So I don't know. We shall see what happens there with that. Going on to Impact. Hey man, Impact's trending.
What's time? Only because there's a show
Overdrive.
Tonight.
Yeah, Overdrive was tonight. Draven at Wrestling Covers talks about. He's one of the people that talks about this. Deonna Purrazzo came out after Mickie James' match, after her victory for her last rodeo. Deonna Purrazzo, by the way, congratulations getting married. Here's a quote from her promo. "I'm not looking to ruin your career. I'm looking to end it." So Deonna Purrazzo has made her intentions clear to Mickie James. Putty, I know we're running short on time, so I'm going to be direct. Will Deonna Purrazzo be the one to end Mickie's career?
I don't think she needs to. Her resume speaks for itself. I don't think beating Mickie James does anything for her. Until she said that line, "I've never beaten you."
Yeah.
You're the one person I've never beaten.
That's the line.
And I'm like, oh. And instantly that changed my mind. Yeah, now she needs to beat Mickie James. She needs to get over that hurdle, get over that hump. For those who don't know, Mickie James is going to keep wrestling until she loses. She wants to go earn her way back to the Knockouts Championship. And next time she loses, she's going to retire. So I thought that was going to go all the way to the championship match, maybe at Slammiversary, maybe ride this out as long as possible. But now, I don't see that. I see Deonna beating her. Will it be here the next pay-per-view Hard to Kill in January? Don't know. But I think if Deonna loses there, it's hard to continue that storyline for the next couple months. So I think Deonna does need to beat Mickie James here.
Deonna needs that for so many reasons. Yes, Deonna Purrazzo has accomplished a lot in Impact, right? But to beat Mickie James, right?
Yep.
Who's not only just a knockout legend, she's a WWE legend. She is a wrestling legend. And if that's the only thing getting her away between being the best of all time in Impact, then she needs to beat her. That has to happen.
Yeah, Mickie James
go
ahead.
No, I was saying, and I love Mickie James, and I think Mickie James, there's got to be a level of respect that she has for Deonna. I'm sure backstage, they're buddy.
Oh, of course.
It kind of reminds me of, when Undertaker, right? He wanted Randy Orton to be the one to beat him.
That's true.
Because he saw something special in Randy Orton, and for whatever reason that didn't happen. I think that's what Mickie James, she has that respect for Deonna. I think for Mickie to go out, if she wants to go out, who better than Deonna to beat her?
Yeah, exactly.
Have that. So she has to be the one, because then who else?
Deonna has kind of become the face of the Knockouts division. It's not the company. We've talked about it numerous times. Mickie James was one of the prominent leaders, flag bearers of the Knockouts division when it was first coming to prominence back in 10 years ago? 15 years ago? So Deonna, the new guard, beating the old guard, it's kind of a passing of the torch kind of thing. And I think that should happen at Hard to Kill in January.
It'd be a very fitting end.
Yeah.
I think we were talking before about long-form storytelling. This would be long-form storytelling at its finest, because it's been a hard-hitting rivalry between these two. Mickie James obviously has gotten a better hand, but Deonna Purrazzo, she could have the last laugh here in this one.
Yep.
And it would be a respectful thing to do, to give Mickie James that one last phenomenal match, because they had such good chemistry together.
Yeah, they had multiple matches, and all the matches were awesome. So yeah,
they were incredible. So it's a win-win for everyone, honestly.
Yep.
Moving on here, going to SmackDown, Kevin Owens and Strong on SmackDown. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful.com at Sean Ross Sapp. Kevin Owens is back and joining the Brutes for War Games. Putty, this is our last show that we'll have before Survivor Series, where the War Games match will happen. So I want to ask you this right here, right now. Who wins the War Games match, the Bloodline or the Brutes?
I would guess the Brutes.
Why? Why are you leaning so fast to them?
Because the Bloodline's unstoppable, unbeatable, the longest reigning champion in the modern era. The Usos are the longest reigning tag team champions of all time. So losing in a non-title match for no reason wouldn't hurt them, because they're not dropping the belts. Roman Reigns can get pinned, 3-2, odd man out. There's a story like that.
We still have one more SmackDown before we still have a Go-Home show. So they could put all the belts on the line. That could happen.
I don't see that happening. That doesn't usually happen in War Games. I don't see that happening. So I just feel like this is a way that Roman can lose cleanly without
it happened at BWF though. You're saying
without hurting him or without losing any momentum. I feel like the Brutes get a more push. Oh, now we beat Roman Reigns. Let's launch one of us into the title picture. Whoever pinned him, I guess. I think the Brutes should win here.
Whoever pinned him. So there are three capable people of pinning Roman Reigns here. There's Sheamus, there's Drew McIntyre, and there's Kevin Owens. Right? Three capable people of having a world championship opportunity after this match is done. But that also means there are three alpha males in this on that same team that admittedly they don't necessarily all get along. They've had rivalries before in the past. Could that play a factor here?
Absolutely. Who pins him?
Right.
Probably somebody go to pin him like, oh, I want to pin him. Then I want to pin him. And that third man slides right in. There's a lot of potential here with the Brutes winning. So many storylines to go for.
There's a lot. Forward. I think I disagree with you. I think there's more of an opportunity for the Bloodline to win here. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. The championships are not in the line, so there's a good opportunity for the Bloodline to lose one. But the Bloodline is just too strong. They're a tight knit unit.
Are they?
They are because of Sami Zayn. Is that what you're saying?
No, because Jey Uso, the crack. Everyone loves Sami Zayn. It's just Jey Uso's being that crack in the foundation. Maybe something close to a head there.
That's one tiny crack. Meanwhile, the Brutes have three huge cracks.
Giggity.
You're a child. But you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the whole dissension, like, they're not a tight-knit unit with the Brutes. You have 3 guys who could vie for a World Heavyweight Championship run, who would want to be the one to pin Roman Reigns. Like, that's a big deal.
I just feel like
that's a much
here.
bigger deal than
What?
Then what?
Yeah, then what happens next with Roman Reigns and the
Yeah,
Bloodline?
you have the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
Then what?
Okay. We'll see what happens.
Like I can see honestly like Roman pulling something that Brock Lesnar was said he'll put himself in a Royal Rumble and defend his championship against everyone.
I don't see that, but that would be cool. That'd be awesome.
You know, it'd be pure God mode. You know what I mean? Like,
then what if he wins? Oof, that'd be great.
That could be the scenario how he loses. By the way,
What?
how he loses at least one of the belts there.
Maybe. So many options to go for. I mean, we're getting into the WrestleMania season, so looking forward to it. And it's picking up with Survivor Series now with War Games. Can't wait.
Yeah, man. Like, we have 2 War Games matches coming up at Survivor Series. One spot still needs to be filled for Bianca Belair's team. I think it's probably going to be Dana Brooke. You said before Chelsea Green off the air.
Yeah.
Another possibility could be Candice LeRae.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about her. She would fit.
You know, but either way, I mean, this is going to be a historic Survivor Series for so many reasons. And then off to WrestleMania we go. So it's an exciting time in wrestling indeed, my man.
Anyway, Marcus, great show. Let's wrap things up. And go home thoughts for you.
Go home thoughts, man. Can't wait for Thanksgiving. Can't wait to have some turkey. Have some uncomfortable conversations with my family. And yeah, man, I'm going to be taking a week off. Are you going to be doing the show next week or no?
If you're not here, then I'm not here.
Okay.
So we'll take the weekend off. Relax. Probably was too stuffed from turkey anyway.
So that settles that, guys. So next week we'll not be here for Shot of Wrestling. We'll be taking off for Thanksgiving, which I'm sure many people will be doing back home as well.
Yeah.
Be spending time with their loved ones and overeating, and then I don't know, suffering from a food hangover afterwards.
So last week we couldn't do the show because we had the technical issues. So unfortunately we had to skip last week. However, Marcus, you had an interview.
I did.
So for those, we couldn't talk about it. So for those of you who may have missed it, Mark Schwann had an interview exclusively on our YouTube channel with, please talk about it.
Samira.
Real quick.
Yeah, I had it with Samira, who is a backstage interviewer. She does commentary. She does a lot in the world of professional wrestling, very similar to what we do, except, you know, she does it her own way. Honestly, sweetheart of a person. I met her backstage at BCW. She was a new addition to BCW and fantastic addition. And we talk a bit about her career, about her upward swing in her career right now. And also we talked a little bit about an important topic, I feel, about imposter syndrome, which doesn't get talked about enough, I think. Something that she went through at one point and got to the point where she almost quit the business. So definitely an interview worth checking out.
Great. I'm sorry we couldn't feature it on our show, but definitely a YouTube exclusive. Check it out. Where can people find you on social media? Any go home thoughts? We're done, right? Wrap things up. Promote yourself, your favorite person.org.net.
It's yourfavoriteactor.com. You can check me out on there. All my social media links are on there as well. I think I may have to update my TikTok on there, though. So, hey, Twitter's dying, man. So I've been on this all day. So I gotta pump up some other.
Who knew though
platforms.
It was like a house of cards? Like, seemed like outside Twitter was like this powerhouse of a juggernaut, but really it was not.
No. Well, here's the thing: Elon Musk fired pretty much everyone.
Yeah, but even then they weren't making too much money.
No,
they weren't making like
no social media platform is though.
Okay,
like they're all hurting. Yeah. So we'll see what happens, man. With that, it's a wild time to be alive right now in social media.
Yes, it is. But anyway, that wraps things up for here. Marcus, thanks for being here. Did everybody enjoy your Thanksgiving?
Same to you, buddy.
And Anthony Cole, thanks for your time again. Huge shout out to Anthony Cole for his time and everything he's done for me, you, and the show. But until December, right? That's the next show, December? Are we in December already?
Is it next show? No way.
Yeah, until December.
December.
Ugh. I've been your host at Mike Putty. Putty out.
Hey, baby, I hear the bell ringing, hip tosses and body slams. Oh, my. And maybe you seem a bit confused. Yeah, baby, but I got you pinned. Ha, 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 ha. But I don't know what to do when I see them with that golden case. They're cashing it in. Authority all in my face. What is a man to do? Good night, everybody.